Welcome to Faith Anglican Church during these crazy COVID-19 times. Hope you'll worship with us either in person or online through Facebook Live. If you do come in person, which we'd love to have you, just be aware of all the CDC guidelines. I'm sure all of us have heard a million times. If you're sick, stay home, but we'd love to have you. When you enter, we'll only have one entrance to the church open. It'll be real obvious when you come. It'll be on the east side of the building. But when you come in, just like to show you, we have a welcome station here where there are extra masks. We are requiring masks during worship. Only those who are in front of a microphone aren't wearing masks. But if you don't have a mask, we have some extras. We also have a station here to sanitize your hands and also to sign in to make sure that if anyone should get COVID, we know to contact you. But we hope hopefully that won't happen at all. But we don't have ushers right now handing out bulletins. So we have bulletins here that you can pick up so that we won't have multiple people touching them. We have one bulletin that has the entire service, everything in it. And we have one which is just an outline, which most people use because we do have everything projected on the screen. Well, come on in and I'll show you a few things that are a little bit different than a typical Sunday. One, we have one entrance, it's in the middle, and we have two exits that are on the side. So that way we won't be passing each other even though we're wearing masks. During these pandemic times, we're not passing the offering plate. So if you do have an offering you'd like to give, then we have placed the offering plate right here. You may put it there, and that way we don't have to all touch the offering plate. When you come in, you'll come down the center aisle, and you'll be either seated on either of these side aisles or some of the middle aisles on either side, or on the side aisles. We have four different groupings of seatings. You'll notice that we have every other row closed off, and one of these rows will be sufficient for most families. And if you're an individual, we ask you to have a couple spaces, preferably 3 spaces in between each family group. Well, in our church, we typically have communion every Sunday, but during these pandemic times, we decided to have Holy Communion only a couple times a month, usually the second and fourth Sundays of the month. And after the communion has been consecrated, we bring it out here on plates. So instead of the priest handing you the consecrated bread, you'll pick it up off the plate, and that way there'll be much less transmission of anything. So we have the consecrated bread, and we have drops of consecrated wine on the bread. So you may receive those and be assured that everything's been handled very, very safely. If you'd like to be prayed over, our prayer ministry area is available. It's in this corner of the church building. And we have trained prayer ministers, and they've also been trained in COVID-19 protocols to make sure that when they pray that they're very safe about contact. Now when you exit, we'll ask you to exit one of the 2 exit aisles, and this is one of them. So we'll be walking down here, and we'll be going out into the narthex, which some churches would call it a foyer, but we like to call it a narthex. I guess that's sort of our Anglican terminology. Now, we typically would have donuts and coffee and tea for people, but during these pandemic times, we've decided to just ask you to bring your own so that you wouldn't have to have any kind of thing that you'd be touching. So anyway, come on over here and I'll show you something. This is an area where families can sit with their children. Children are welcome to sit in the main church area with everybody else. But if children are a little rowdy, that's okay. That's what children do. They can sit here with their parents. And we also have a children's worship time during this one 10 o'clock service that we have. And that'll be down this hall. And it'll be very obvious where that is on Sunday morning. So we hope you would come and worship with us. And God bless you and may He keep you safe.